Welcome to the third episode of Scout Around of this new season, in which we will be looking forward on the Eurovision Song Contest 2017. It's getting busier and busier every weekend. Two new entries in the lineup for Kiev this week, and in Lithuania and Hungary, many new songs qualified for the next round. Some familiar names in there, like Aiste Pilvelite and Andras Kalej-Sanders, of course, in Hungary. They made the cut. We will talk about them later in the upcoming weeks again. It all started on Friday this weekend when the United Kingdom picked Lucie Jones in the You Decide show. I will talk about it with our reporter Brendan McCann. Brendan, vocally, this might be the best UK entry in many years.
Absolutely. It's considering last year that the UK decided to go very safe, which was a lot of the fans' reactions to Joe and Jake's performance. This year they seem to actually take a risk, and it's a really promising side, and I think Lucia will definitely deliver in Kiev. The question will be, will there be a remix to the song, some sort of different arrangement? The studio version isn't as good as the live, but as we're seeing in the most recent years, the live seems to be what it's all about, the staging.
Do you think, indeed, they will, let's say, revamp the song?
I think they will. It definitely needs at least additional work to the second half of it, just to help build it up further. Not necessarily a key change, but it needs something just to help it stand out further. It's already got a very good structure to it. It just needs that little push to get it in people's heads when you listen to it in 3 minutes.
It's a song that has been written by Emily de Forest. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool, and then quite shocking to see that in the UK, and that the fact that Guy Freeman and the rest of the producers for BBC would actually be open to foreign songwriters for this. I think she's done a really good job on the track, and it'll definitely help regarding the juries to help build momentum and just to show how serious the UK is trying to take it this year, and hopefully it'll be shown in the end results.
To be honest, we see the UK taking a different approach each year, another strategy every year. Why don't they stick to their format, stick to their game plan?
That's a very good point. Maybe they're just trying to find their own pathway, but at the same time they need to listen more to the fans and actually don't be afraid to take risks. Yes, they're showing progress in the right direction, but from what you said, it definitely could be going at a stronger pace so far.
About the show, we have seen the You Decide show on Friday, the jury panel. I have to be honest with you, I had some issues with them. They were positive on almost everything, on almost every performance. Whilst I thought the level of competition, it wasn't that high.
Yeah, I think they were over-boasting the songs when perhaps we really needed that critical aim. And especially for any sort of national final, like if you feel like there's some sort of bias towards the judges in all the songs, then you're not really getting a fair competition. But thankfully, I think in the end results, maybe more so the televoting than the jury, but I think it delivered.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, when you have a jury and they do it like this, you also have the possibility that you send something that isn't really that good as they say it is to Kiev, where it will be crushed. It didn't happen this time, but...
Very true. I think in general they should just scrap the jury system. I think if this year's shown anything, it has definitely not worked. I think it was a massive failure, to be honest, and I think trust the public, give it back to 100% televoting, especially if you're not going to tell us the results, and I don't really see how 3 somewhat celebrities could make some sort of impact against the televoting anyways.
Why do you think they don't show the full results of the evening?
I remember initially hearing from last year when they did it that it was due to... They just wanted to focus more on just the winning song and not the competitive side of it. But I think it's a little bit distrusting. It's not definitely not showing transparency, and that's a little bit worrying for me.
Thank you, Brendan. We continue with Finland. They failed to qualify for the final the last couple of years, but they might be in with a chance this time. The duo Norma John won the national final with a dark ballad called Blackbird. Allie Lindo covered the show for us. How was the overall level in Finland this year?
Well, I was a little surprised by what was going on last night. I feel like there were a few poor performances from people I expected better performances from. So that was surprising.
Yeah, because there were some, let's say, early favorites in the fan community at least. but especially vocally and on stage, they fail to deliver.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest one for me was Emma. Everybody loved Emma, and I saw a lot of buzz about her when the songs were released a couple of months ago. But it really wasn't very good. She started off the night, and the vocals weren't really where you would expect them to be for someone competing to represent Finland on an international level. So I was really disappointed by that. And then the performance that followed her was Alva with the song Arrows. And that was sort of the same thing. It sounded really good in the studio version. And then when you listen to it live, she wasn't really very good. But the good news for Alva is that she's very young. So I have hopes that maybe we'll see her again for another UMK in the future. And she'll be much better than she was last night.
Can they blame it on some kind of technical difficulties, or was it just not good enough?
Well, unfortunately, I think with Emma and Alva, they can't really, use the technical difficulties line because it just sounded like their voices were a bit shaky and a bit weak. But they were able to improve as their performances went along, but it wasn't the kind of quality that you would expect throughout, which is something that doesn't really fare well for people who are trying to compete in Eurovision. So that was unfortunate.
The winning song is Blackbird by the duo Norma John. It's something different than we have seen from Finland the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's very true. And I'm actually quite happy about it. That song was a favorite of mine, and I liked it even better when I heard it live. So I like that Finland is sort of giving us a bit more variety now. I'm very interested to see what they do with the song, though. I think the performance itself, while it was good and certainly one of the best of the night, I think maybe they can make some adjustments on the stage when it's time to perform in Kiev for Eurovision. I think they can improve the staging a little bit, but it's quite a good song, and I'm happy to see that come out of Finland.
Yeah, it wasn't only your favorite, it was the favorite of the juries at the end of the evening, it was the favorite of the televoters in Finland. What makes this song so strong?
I think because it has the perfect combination of lyrics and emotion, and also what I really enjoyed was Lasse, the pianist of the duo. His performance was also spectacular, and that was really, really enjoyable to listen to and to watch. You can really tell that he puts a lot of emotion when he plays. So that was good, and I think that got across to the juries and the voters in the end.
We had a couple of good songs, quality songs in Finland, but also a couple of gimmick acts, as we see them every year over there. It seems to be something they really enjoy up in Finland.
It wouldn't be UMK without a couple of weird choices. So, of course, I'm sure you're talking about Club Le Parse and Gunther and Desand. Yeah, that was quite fun. Club Le Parse isn't really my cup of tea. I enjoyed watching them visually because the performance was a little crazy, and I love a bit of crazy. But the one that I really, really found surprising for me was Knucklebone Oscar and the Shangri-La Rubies. I think while the song itself wasn't great, the performance there, that was what I found really fun. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that in the future. But like I said, it wouldn't be Finland and it wouldn't be UMK without a little variety, a little bit of crazy.
So to wrap it up about UMK 2017, Finland always used to have a couple of shows. Now it was just one national final. Do you think that's a good thing?
I'm not really sure because, I mean, in the Nordic region, these selection shows are quite popular. I understand that, it probably saves everyone a lot of time and perhaps money to just do it in one show, but it would have been nice to have a little bit more build-up to the finals, But it seemed to flow well in the end. It worked out very well. So I think it might be a format that they'll keep going forward.
Thank you, Ellie, and we will talk again soon, as Melodifestivalen in Sweden will kick off next week. And then we will also have the Swiss national final this upcoming Sunday. So we will talk again soon. Till next time.